Okay, Google have just released their newest vibe coding app. It's called Opal, and it's a way to create AI mini apps just from text. You can vibe code some mini apps. I think it feels like a kind of mix between the bigger AI no code apps like Google Firebase and sort of a workflow builder like your sort of N8Ns and Zapier and things like that. It's almost a mix between the two, as you can see here, that you can create workflows, make edits, and share these sort of workflow mini apps. So here we go. We're going to dive straight in and take a look and see how good or not it is today. Right. This is the main dashboard you'll see when you log in. So you can see I haven't used this yet. I haven't created anything yet. So this is all going to be testing on the spot to see how we get on. There's actually a gallery of different things that you can see that have been made, but that's no fun using the pre-made ones. So let's create something new, see what happens when we open up this window. Okay, so we're into the canvas and it feels like quite more accessible than a lot of things. So this is quite nice. It feels like it's going to be really easy for anyone to pick up and start building these apps and workflows and stuff. So the first thing I want to try and build, well, I'll just explain it because you could actually have noticed you've got a dictation mode here that we can use. I want to build an app that takes my YouTube video from a URL of my YouTube video and creates a blog post. I'd like the blog post to actually be written in my voice and vibe to retain my wording and everything so that it feels really human written and like I've written it myself rather than an AI generated blog post that's been completely rewritten. Okay, so we can hit the send button and see how we get on now. Okay, so almost in like that was a couple of seconds, really less than 10 seconds, it's actually created the mini app sort of workflow. You can see how I mean it's like a workflow, kind of like these N8N and Make tools rather than the like completely no code tools. So it's kind of a nice balance and really accessible. You've got here, it's going to say put your YouTube video URL for the blog. It actually asks for some writing samples as well here, and then it's got this prompt that it's generated here. So it's actually written the prompt for us of how it's going to generate. You're a skilled content creator specializing in blog posts, etc., etc., etc. You can see here that actually it's got everything in there that we need. So it's cool. You could actually write your own blog post and you can select the different model you want to use as well. So you could check 2.5 Flash Pro. You could actually use deep research, image generation, all sorts of things in there. Let's keep Flash on to see how we go. Look at the top here. We can go to the app and we can start trying out this app basically. So it wants to get the YouTube video URL for a blog post. So let's go and find a video on my YouTube here. Maybe 3 secret rules I always choose for hunting SEO keywords. Let's pull that out. If you want any help growing your website traffic with ready to buy customers, then you can find a link in the description to book a free SEO strategy call with me if that's of interest to you. So I've just grabbed a bit of writing sample off my Medium page and put that in there. I wonder, you can actually also upload from device. I could add from a YouTube video as well for this Google Drive webcam video. So there's all sorts of ways to input, or I could prompt it further there. So now it's going to go and generate my blog post content. Hopefully, let's see how we get on. Okay, it's just finished and it's not worked, which is kind of disappointing. It ran into an anti-robot challenge. So it wasn't actually able to fetch my video's content. So it couldn't summarize it and incorporate it into a phrasing, which is kind of annoying because I thought that was going to be a simple one. Looked like it was going to be possible off there. So not a great start, but I've got another idea I want to try, which might work a little better. It might be a little more ambitious. It might stand a chance of doing it as well. So here it is. I want to create a Reddit post to website landing page generator. I want to be able to give the app a link to a Reddit post. Then the app psychoanalyzes the post and understands the language used to find the true problems and pain points people are suffering, then use this to develop a landing page that targets pain points and offers my service as a solution in the generated website landing page. So let's see how we get on with this. Feels a little more complicated, but maybe it won't run into that content problem of like getting into YouTube and finding that information so much. It's just going to need to pull the text off Reddit. Okay, here we go. So it's got built out the workflow again. So you can see it just builds these workflows really, really quickly, which is really nice. Reddit post URL, service description of the inputs, and it's going to get Reddit post content, mix it with the landing post, and generate marketing post. So we might actually let's turn this up a notch and turn it onto Gemini Pro just to give it even more juice. And you can see actually when we get into this last one, it's given the option web page with auto layout. So it's going to be automatically generated by Gemini there. So this is a little more ambitious. This might actually be quite useful if it works, but let's go find a Reddit post. Okay, let's just pick this first one here that I found. How can my keywords be ranked so high in Bing and so low in Google? It's a clear problem that someone's suffering with there, so that might be quite nice. And we'll hit next. What's my service as a solution? Well, happily, it's SEO consultancy that focuses on deep targeting customers who are ready to buy at the bottom of the marketing slash organic search funnel. Okay, so that's a quick explanation of my service. I didn't give it too much. I could probably get more information. It's going to go and then try and get web page again. So it'd be interesting to see if it actually works this time or not. It's going to be super exciting if this works, by the way. I've had this idea to make this into an automated sort of workflow for quite a while, like finding people's problems around the internet and be able to build landing pages directly for them and basically go and offer the service direct to that problem. Almost could go post in Reddit straight away. Hot damn, it's actually done it. Like, it seems to be working. Ranked high on Bing, but buried on Google. That was the problem, do you remember we had? You've discovered the frustrating truth. Ranking on Bing isn't the same as ranking on Google. Stop wondering why you're invisible on the #1 search engine and start attracting the customers you're missing. Fix my Google rankings now. You're facing the Google gap. I like that. You know, this is all really nice. Like, yeah, the problem, wasted potential, confusing algorithms, low quality traffic, ineffective strategy. It's got a nice little, I like the colors, and it's got, yeah, this has worked really well. Stop chasing rankings, start attracting ready to buy customers, which is what I do with deep target SEO and our Google first approach, not Bing first. High intent keywords. So it's built out and written about my solution and call to actions as well. This is actually really cool. I wonder what happens when we fix Google rankings. Okay, it doesn't go any further than that, but I obviously just asked it to create the landing page and not a whole website. But yeah, geez, that worked. That's really nice. This is cool to maybe even develop a little bit further into a better idea. But so yeah, it did struggle a bit pulling stuff from a URL, but actually when we cleaned and made a really tidy little workflow, and imagine the stuff you can add on as you use this more and more, you could create some nice, quite big workflows here which incorporate the Gemini models and deep research and all sorts of things. So yeah, this is cool. Audio LM, you can actually generate text from speech, images, video, all sorts of things. This is going to be really nice to use, I think, and it's going to be really accessible if you're not that good at building N8N workflows and all that sort of stuff. This is going to help you get going much, much quicker than some other things out there that just feel a bit complicated or you can run into hiccups quite quickly.